who has been investigating alien visitation for 30 years.
For years, we used to think that this was simply an experiment or a study, a learning situation for these beings. I find no evidence for that whatsoever. What I find is a systematic program of exploitation by one species of another. People say that sperm is being taken, eggs are being harvested, little embryos are being implanted in women who act as hosts for them for about 10 weeks or so, and then fetuses are being removed. And we think that this is the core of the abduction phenomenon, the manufacture and production of these fetuses.
The aliens seem to strike at random and across all levels of society.
The children that they're breeding are some lost species, some, I wish I knew why.
Anna Jameson has reported many alien encounters. She's now trying to come to terms with a lifetime of physical and sexual abuse by aliens.
I was a good breeder for them. I hated it. It violated me, it violated my body, and there was nothing I could do about it. They took a hybrid baby from my body. It was very, very tough, very difficult for me to deal with. It was about the size of a pear. At that point, I didn't care. It was theirs. I didn't want anything to do with it.
But it seems Anna has had no choice. Throughout her life, she feels she's been plagued by aliens with designs on her reproductive capacity.
And I think one of the most disturbing things is they squeak. They can't seem to make any other noise but squeak. And they seem so needy. They seem to want human contact.
Investigator Bud Hopkins claims that these men were witness to the abduction described by Linda Corteil. That night, as usual, Linda was unable to sleep. She was in her South Street apartment, busy with her domestic chores, unaware of what was about to happen.
I was doing the family laundry, and it was about 3 in the morning when I decided to go to sleep. I went into bed, I said my prayers, we call it the Our Father. And while I was saying my prayers, I felt a presence in the room. I was about to be abducted by aliens.
12 stories below, the people on the streets had no idea what was happening above them.
I shut my eyes. I just closed my eyes because I was frightened. Hesitantly, I opened my eyes. Well, at the foot of my bed, I saw this creature. I'll never forget it. Naturally, I started to scream and yell for my husband, and he was sleeping right beside me. And I noticed he wasn't snoring anymore. And he wouldn't answer me. I yelled so loud, you would think they'd hear me in China.
Meanwhile, Richard and Dan were driving down South Street when their cars both mysteriously ground to a halt. In a rough neighborhood, and with a VIP on board, they knew they were in trouble. Their cell phones also failed, so they could only wait for backup to arrive. It was then that they saw a light in the sky. Scarcely able to believe their eyes, they witnessed Linda being taken through her window and into a spaceship.
I remember the fear of, and the questions of, what am I doing out here? I know where I am. I was afraid I was going to fall and splatter on the pavement below. I was brought up into the craft, and I was examined by these creatures that were exactly like the one I saw at the foot of my bed.
Linda's story and the witness's testimony, which was sent to Bud Hopkins in several letters and audio tapes, was written up by Bud into a best-selling book called Witnessed. He believes that this case will force the skeptics to take the abduction phenomenon seriously.
I put the pieces of the story together, became absolutely first fascinating and absolutely rock solid. And I still consider it, at this point, the most important abduction case there has yet been.